Hello, hello, hello. Um, we've been fooling around with technology. Can you guys hear me okay? Yeah, we've been playing with technology. Um, I have um, a new app called Restream, and we wanted to um, do Zoom calls and have them streamed um, on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So that's we've been playing with that. So hi, you guys. Nice to see you. And I'm just going to go on here and look at that. I can kind of see if anybody comes in um, on Facebook. So, wow, the new normal, isn't it? It's like the new normal. Um, we're living a whole new way of life. It's for many of us, it's like, wow, it's quite different. And I'm sure for some of us, it's very challenging. And some of us, it's not. It's like a holiday, you know? Um, but here's the trick. The many of us are in our heads and you know, it's not always easy to describe what does that mean, you know, when we're thinking too much. What does that mean? And um, but I see it, and it happens to me too, but not too much. Really, I'm really practicing, seriously practicing, just being present and watching for when I'm trying to do something to divert myself, you know, to not be present, to whether it's you know, if I'm what have I been doing? Actually, not much. So lots of times on the internet, and I'm playing with this stuff, but it's more like having fun than trying to not be present. You know, it's more like I'm enjoying something. It is. I love doing this stuff. I love talking to you guys, and I'm on the phone a lot, often just working with people. You know, um, I have a lot of sponsees in the 12-step world, and you know, family that I talk to and friends that I talk to, and some comforting, I think, for others. And so, how do we get to be present? The most beautiful thing with what's happening right now is we can see when we're not, when we're in our minds, if fear comes up. Fear is a gift because fear tells you you're not here. Fear tells you you're not here. Nothing wrong with fear. Don't make it bad. Just recognize that when we're in some scenario, some story of the future, we're not here. And it's easy to be in those scenarios because the news is full of stuff that could be scary, you know. And you know, we're imagining what's happened to our money and all of that, and what about work? And so here's the trick. If we learn in this process to stay present, to be here now, then we'll always get it. There's never going to be a better time than this to be present, you know, because there's so much change. We're not lulled into a sense of kind of false security. You know, we're aware that everything has changed, and we're aware that we are uncertain of our future, and we weren't certain before. It only appeared like we were certain. Do you know what I mean? This isn't different. This didn't come out of nowhere. This is life. And out of all life comes amazing stuff. But before we had this, we lived in an illusion where we thought we were safe and we thought we were, somehow looked after. And the truth is that life is full of amazing opportunities and dangers, and it's okay. It's the beautiful part of it. When I was a kid, I used to do such dangerous things and think they were an adventure, and they were an adventure. Anyway, so here we are on this glorious adventure together, and not to take away from any of the uncomfortableness that we're experiencing, not to take away from, the fact that people are dying, and it does seem that they are. But did life really begin when we were born? I mean, on this level, on this conscious level, it did. But all the teachings of all the religions say that we were spiritual beings. That we came into this planet. Our spirit wasn't just born the day the baby was born. The spirit, we all believe, was included somehow in the conception and in the inception and the delivery and the building of this form. This is just a body. It's not me. I am something beyond this body. I am something beyond this body, and so are you. So go deep. Look at this. We can get so stuck on the surface, and go deep and recognize that when we're in fear, we're trying to control everything around us, and many of us end up creating small, in a way, smaller lives. We end up creating small containers, if you will. I'm going to see what's going on over here, and to live in these little safe containers. Well, let's be expanded now. Here we are, home. What a gift. How else would the whole world end up at home? But, this amazing natural gift. It's nature. It is nature. It is nature. So watch it. Enjoy the movement of nature. We are on this planet, speeding through the universe. We know that. I don't even know how fast the planet's traveling, but it's really traveling. It's not only traveling, but it's spinning. It's not only traveling and spinning, but it's rotating. It's an amazing ball. Spaceship Earth, we're on Spaceship Earth. And yet we get, so small in our thinking that we just have our little job. Okay? We have our little, our little family unit and our little safety nest. Okay? So let's expand. Let's see how, if we meditate, we go inside, and we recognize that we are part of this bigger universe. And we can, this is not an imaginary thing. You can actually feel it. You can actually access it. But the trick is, if you will, that we have to recognize that this is not us. We're part of this. This is part of us. But we're not our job. We're not even our name. I'm not really David. I know it says that on my birth certificate and it says it on my driver's license, but I'm so much more than that, and so are you. You're not your stuff. It's funny, people will actually kill each other to protect their stuff. I'm going to save my stuff. I'll show you. I'll kill me. I'll kill you for my stuff. You're not your stuff. I'm not my stuff. There's always more stuff. Really. There's always more. So if we're open and we recognize that we're part of this big universal intelligence, that we can actually tap into this empty space, the isness within us, where all joy is, where all love is. We are love. Love comes out of us, you know? So if you can do this, if you can, through meditation, through awareness, and there's some great people around to help us, and so easy to access them if you'll take the time. Do you want to use this time to become free? You know, through our confinement, we can find freedom. Through our surrender, we can find freedom. Through our loss, we can find freedom. And there's some great pointers, people who are pointing the direction for us. Many of the religious teachings have, and that's a lot is in the religious. A lot of the religious teachings require a lot of belief in with faith, in things that we can't even imagine or touch, but there is a way through meditation, through actually surrendering all of our earthly things. If we can let go of this, doesn't mean that we're going to lose anything, but we can't hang on to it. Can't be identified with it. You are not your business. You are not your money. It took me so long to learn that. Oh my gosh. I had a friend, Kenny, used to say, David, you're not your business. Are you kidding? I am. And I had to lose it all. And I got to lose it before some of the rest of you. It's beautiful. And I struggled. So I get your struggle. I get your fear. I laid awake. I slept in the store for a couple of years off and on. I lived in people's houses. I did everything I could to hang on to that identity. And so I can get it. If you're in fear, but here's the deal. Fear actually creates what we're afraid of. So we could all be at peace with what's happening right now. If we could all live in a state of oneness in this moment without fear, because if there's nothing to be afraid of. Fear does not exist in the moment. Fear only exists in our mind and in the future, and there's some story that we're imagining. And the more we imagine that story, the more we create that story. Okay? Get that. Nothing wrong with it. Either way, it's not a big deal. None of us are getting out of here alive anyway. So it's okay. But we can actually rise above that and be an example for your families and for your friends of being in the moment. Now, I was going to tell you that there's some great, great teachers. Since the dawn of time, there's been great teachers. But there's currently that you can look up on YouTube and listen to, and these are my teachers. These are my teachers. These are the people that I've listened to, and so the teachers are that I'm going to suggest to you, Mooji. I'm really enjoying Mooji lately, and hi Leslie, hi girl. Mooji, Mooji. Look him up. I mean, and give him a shake. He is amazing. He just finished a month of satsang in India. He's Jamaican, but he's with it. And I talked to a friend of mine today about this term that I've used a lot called awakening, and he pointed out that awakening actually sounds like it's something that's going to happen in the future, and that we're shooting for like a goal. And the truth is that being here and free is not awakening. It's beyond awakening. I think the only thing we awaken to is that we are not who we thought we were. We awaken from the dream of who we thought we were. And then we can access this oneness. We can have the connection, the direct connection. And Mooji talks about this so much, the direct experience of so there's a lot of ways of watching our thoughts in meditation and realizing that who's watching the thoughts. We realize that, oh my gosh, is there two of me in here? How come all these thoughts are running around and I'm watching them? Who's in there? And then there's the watcher of the watcher. And it goes back and back and back. And as we go deeper in, we realize we're not these things. These things create stress in our holding on to things. It's amazing to let go. It doesn't mean that anything's going to change. It just means that we're not attached. So Mooji, I love him. Take some time with Mooji. Alan Watts, if you're interested in tapping into this freedom, and it's so hard to discuss because it's hard to know, enlightenment, awakening, freedom. I don't know, because the words don't do it justice. But if you're interested in really in something beyond, even the New Age jargon, the New Age, religion. And I love all my New Age friends. It's other more belief systems, and we're attached to them. And as soon as we say, "Oh, that's the way it is, it can't be any other way," we're stuck. Okay, just watch our stuckness. And stuckness is, resistance, and resistance is pain. So we get to flow in the moment. We get to be present and flow in the moment. It's beautiful. Mooji, Alan Watts, Eckhart Tolle. Eckhart Tolle is amazing. Get his books on Audible and listen to them 10 times, and it starts to sink in past the screen of our belief systems, of our collective consciousness, the stories we've been told of who we are that we're not. Eckhart Tolle is a master at helping us move past. David Hawkins, Dr. David Hawkins, amazing, helps us to see the illusion and help us to see all of these people and more, help us to see how selfish we can be, how we've made it all about us, the identity, us, the, whatever it says on our birth certificate, which is so fleeting. Anyway, I don't know. I guess I just share this because I know that this is a time when it's really easy to get stuck. It's really easy to be afraid. And so, I don't want to say, "Oh, don't worry, we'll get through this." What I'm saying is, take this opportunity. Take this time that's been given to us to go deep. So many of you say, "Oh, well, the world's got to change." The world is changed from in here. The world can't change out there. We change. We evolve. We rise up our vibration. Hawkins talks about it a lot. That's the change. If you want to be the change, it's not just about recycling. It's not just about taking public transit. It's about actually then practicing from a place of love, place of joy and acceptance, practicing helping others, and being of service. Service is so the key. I like Ram Dass. Ram Dass is another one. Amazing guy. Ram Dass, after his kind of awakening, spent years working with people in hospice. He worked with people that were dying, and he was amazing at this. Working with dying people, and because at the moment when we're right there, we let go of everything. We realize that none of it matters. Our relationships and our kids and all. We just let it all go, and when it's gone, what's left is us and this connection. So the connection with the one can happen at that doorway. Death is something to recognize is part of life. We're here, living till we die, and dying's part of that. So there's a whole thing in the West, that death is hidden, and the rest of the world is not hidden. It's just not, It's part of life. And people have a good death because they're conscious, they're aware, they're present, they're not afraid. So anyway, love you guys. And if you want to talk about this kind of thing, I'm available. Call me and we can chat. There's so much beyond our little fearful places in the world. And maybe you're not living that way, and that's okay. Maybe it's okay if you spend this next few weeks or few months working on projects in the garage. But why? So you can go back and just be who you were before? This is not going to happen. This world is changing, and I think it's a wake-up time. Forgive me for using the term again, but the time that we're really coming into a new world, and not a time of misery, but time of joy in a new world. So exciting to be here. Forgive me for talking about it like this, but it's a time to be aware, be conscious, and see what's happening in each moment. Be here now. So those authors again, Eckhart Tolle, Ram Dass, these are my teachers. Alan Watts, Mooji, Osho too. Osho was amazing. And David Hawkins. And my teacher for years, I spent 14 years with my teacher, but he didn't write a lot. And it's not so easy to get his material, but I got to spend a lot of time with him, together in group and one-on-one. His name was Paul Lowe. Okay. Love you guys. Thanks. Do you have any thoughts? Let's talk about it. Okay. Cheers. Bye.